Have you ever wondered what lies beneath the surface of your consciousness? What if I told you that a simple act of choosing could unlock secrets about yourself that you've carried for years without even knowing? Picture yourself in a quiet room, away from the noise and chaos of everyday life. The air is still, time seems to slow down, and before you on an ancient wooden surface sit 3 bottles. Not just any bottles. These are vessels of meaning, each one holding a mirror to a different part of your soul. Look at them carefully. Don't rush. Let your eyes wander from one to the next. Notice how each one has its own character, its own silent call. One of them is reaching out to you right now. You might not understand why, but somewhere deep inside you feel it. A pull, a recognition. As if this bottle knows something about you that even your closest friends don't see. And here's the truth, this isn't about luck or random selection. This is about your subconscious mind speaking to you through symbols. Carl Jung, one of history's greatest minds in psychology, taught us that our deepest self communicates not through logic or language, but through images, through archetypes, through ancient patterns that have existed in human consciousness since the beginning of time. These bottles you see before you aren't just objects. They're keys. Keys to rooms within yourself that you may have locked away, forgotten, or never fully explored. When you choose one, you're not picking a favorite color or a pretty shape. You're revealing something profound about who you are at this very moment in your life. So I'm going to ask you to do something powerful right now. Silence the voice of reason for just a moment. Stop analyzing. Stop thinking about what you should choose. Instead, breathe deeply. Look at these 3 bottles with soft eyes, the way you might look at the stars on a clear night. And notice which one calls to you, which one feels like home, which one whispers your name. Because that choice, that instinctive pull you feel, is your unconscious mind trying to tell you something important. What I'm about to share with you isn't fortune-telling or superstition. It's depth psychology. It's the science of symbols. It's a pathway into understanding the hidden architecture of your personality. And once you make your choice, what you discover might confirm what you've always known, or it might surprise you completely. Either way, it will be true. So stay with me through this entire journey. The insights waiting for you are too valuable to miss. 3 bottles, 3 paths, 3 reflections of the human soul. One speaks of brilliance and endless questioning. Another whispers of transformation and hidden wisdom. The third stands for strength, honor, and unwavering loyalty. Which one is yours? The answer is already forming inside you. Let's discover it together. Have you found yourself drawn immediately to the first bottle? The one that shimmers with golden yellow glass, decorated with flowing blue patterns like rivers of thought, and crowned with a cap that spirals upward. Then you've made a choice that speaks volumes about your inner nature. This isn't coincidence. This is revelation. The yellow that radiates from this bottle isn't just a color. It's the color of awakening, of dawn breaking through darkness, of understanding that pierces through confusion. This is the bottle of the seeker, the questioner, the one who refuses to accept simple answers to complex questions. If this bottle spoke to you, then you carry within you an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. You're the person who asks why when everyone else has already moved on. You dig deeper. You look beneath surfaces. You need to understand not just what happens, but how and why it happens. The blue patterns flowing through the yellow glass represent your thoughts, always moving, always connecting, always building bridges between ideas that others never see as related. Your mind is a beautiful labyrinth where logic dances with creativity, where analysis meets imagination. You have a rare gift for taking complex, tangled problems and unraveling them into clear, simple truths. People come to you when they're confused because somehow you can see through the fog. You illuminate dark corners. You bring clarity where there was only chaos. But this gift of yours comes with a price, doesn't it? Being a person of such depth and intensity means you often feel out of place in shallow waters. You've probably experienced the loneliness of being the only one in the room who wants to talk about meaning, while everyone else is content with small talk. You've felt the frustration of holding yourself to standards that others don't even see. Sometimes you wonder if it's exhausting to be you. Always thinking, always analyzing, always reaching for something more. The spiral at the top of this bottle reveals another truth about you. Your life isn't linear. You move in cycles, returning to old lessons, but seeing them with new eyes each time. You're not afraid to revisit your past, to examine your mistakes, to learn from where you've been. This gives you wisdom beyond your years. This makes you a teacher, even if you never stand in a classroom. Your very way of being in the world educates others about what it means to live consciously, intentionally, with purpose. You might be a researcher, An artist, a philosopher, a scientist, or none of these labels might fit exactly. What's certain is that you're a translator of complexity. You take the incomprehensible and make it understandable. You find patterns in chaos. You build meaning from confusion. And while this sometimes isolates you, please know this. The world desperately needs your light. Not everyone will appreciate it. Not everyone will understand it. But those who do will treasure you as one of the rarest gifts in their lives. Your challenge is this. Can you allow yourself to be seen not just as the brilliant mind, but as the vulnerable heart? Can you let others see that beneath your intelligence lives tenderness? Beneath your strength lives fear. Beneath your clarity lives doubt. Because that's where your real power lies. Not in being invulnerable, but in being courageously, beautifully human. If you chose this first bottle, you're here to illuminate. But remember, even the sun has spots. Even light needs darkness to be seen. Your wholeness includes both your brilliance and your shadows. Embrace them equally. Now, did these words resonate with something deep inside you? Did you feel recognized? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might be the light someone else needs to find their way. If your attention was captured by the second bottle, that sphere of multicolored glass fragments like a kaleidoscope frozen in time, wrapped in bronze metallic tones and topped with a dark mysterious sphere, then you've identified with the path of the mystic, the healer, the transformer. This choice reveals something profound about your soul. This bottle doesn't shine with one clear color. It contains multitudes. Each fragment of colored glass catches light differently, creating a symphony of hues that blend yet remain distinct. That's you. You're not one simple thing. You're a collection of experiences, of joys and sorrows, of victories and defeats, all woven together into something uniquely beautiful. You've lived through things that could have destroyed you, but instead you gathered those broken pieces and created art from them. Your sensitivity is legendary, even if you hide it well. You feel everything more intensely than most people. You walk into a room and immediately sense the emotional temperature. You know when someone is lying before they finish their sentence. You feel the weight of unspoken words. You notice the tiny shift in someone's energy that signals something is wrong. This isn't paranoia. It's a gift. You're tuned to frequencies most people can't hear. The colorful fragments in this bottle represent your journey. Life hasn't been gentle with you. You've known loss. You've known betrayal. You've walked through valleys so dark you weren't sure you'd see light again. But here's what makes you extraordinary. You refused to let that darkness define you. Instead, you became an alchemist. You learned the ancient art of transformation, turning your deepest wounds into your greatest wisdom, your most painful experiences into your most powerful medicine for others. You're drawn to the mysterious, aren't you? To symbols, to dreams, to synchronicities that others dismiss as random chance. You know they're not random. You understand that life speaks to us in whispers and signs, and you've learned to listen. Maybe you're interested in tarot, astrology, meditation, energy work, or ancient spiritual traditions. Or maybe you don't label it at all. You just know there's more to reality than what we can touch and measure. People trust you with their secrets. They open up to you in ways they don't with others. They feel safe in your presence because you don't judge. You understand that everyone is fighting battles no one else can see. You hold space for others' pain because you know what it's like to hurt in ways that don't show on the surface. Your compassion isn't theoretical. It's earned through your own suffering and healing. The dark sphere at the top of this bottle represents your inner sanctuary, that sacred space within you that belongs only to you. You protect it fiercely because you know that not everyone deserves access to your depths. You've learned to guard your energy, to choose carefully who you allow into your inner world. This isn't coldness. It's wisdom. It's self-preservation. It's honoring the temple of your own soul. Your creativity flows from deep wells, whether you express it through art, music, writing, cooking, or simply in how you move through life. There's poetry in you. Beauty follows you even when you're not trying. You transform ordinary moments into something meaningful. Your presence itself is a gift even when you can't see it. But your path has challenges too. Sometimes you absorb too much from others. Sometimes you carry pain that isn't even yours. Ancestral trauma, family patterns, collective wounds. Sometimes you need to retreat completely, to disappear into yourself to heal and regenerate. Others might misunderstand this as withdrawal, but you know it's necessary. Like the moon, you need your dark phases to become full again. The mosaic bottle reminds you, you are not broken. You are not damaged. You are a masterpiece precisely because of, not in spite of everything you've been through. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It's your superpower. Your ability to transform pain into beauty is what this world needs more than almost anything else. If you chose this bottle, you're here to show others that healing is possible, that wounds can become wisdom, that from the fragments of a shattered life, something more beautiful than the original can emerge. Did you see yourself in these words? Did something here touch the part of you that few people understand? Write about it in the comments. Your journey through darkness into light might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today to keep going. If you were immediately drawn to the third bottle, that vessel of deep emerald green adorned with golden decorative details and topped with a regal stopper that speaks of dignity and tradition, then your soul has aligned with the archetype of the guardian, the protector, the keeper of honor and loyalty. This choice reveals a noble heart. This bottle doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't need to. Its power lies in its presence, in its solidity, in the sense of strength and reliability it radiates simply by existing. And that's exactly who you are. You're not the loudest person in the room, but you're often the most trusted. People feel safe around you. They know instinctively that you're someone who keeps their word, who shows up when times get hard, who doesn't abandon ship when storms come. The deep green of this bottle speaks of growth, of nature, of life force that endures through seasons. It represents your steady, grounding energy. While others panic, you remain calm. While others scatter, you stand firm. You're the person others lean on. And somehow you've learned to carry that weight with grace. Your strength isn't loud or aggressive. It's quiet, deep, immovable. Like ancient trees with roots that run deep into the earth, you provide shelter and stability. The golden details adorning this bottle symbolize your connection to values, to tradition, to principles that don't change with trends or popular opinion. You believe in right and wrong. You believe in honor and duty and keeping your commitments. You're not swayed by what's convenient or easy. You do what's right, even when it costs you, even when no one's watching, even when it would be so much easier to compromise. This integrity is your crown, the gold that makes you precious. You're probably the one in your family or friend group that people turn to in crisis. When everything falls apart, they call you. When they need advice, they seek you out. When they need someone to mediate a conflict, they ask you to step in. You didn't necessarily ask for this role, but it found you anyway because people recognize leadership in you, even when you don't claim it. You lead not by commanding, but by example. Your actions speak louder than your words ever could. But being the strong one, the reliable one, the protector isn't easy, is it? You carry burdens you never speak about. You support others while your own struggles remain invisible. You've been taught, perhaps from childhood, that strength means never showing weakness, that being needed means never needing, that protecting others means you don't get to be protected. And so you've built walls around your own vulnerability, armor around your own tender heart. Here's what you need to hear. Your strength doesn't require you to be invulnerable. True power includes the courage to be soft, to admit when you're tired, to ask for help, to let someone else hold you for once. The greatest warriors know when to lay down their swords. Your ability to feel deeply, to love fiercely, to hurt when betrayed, these don't diminish your strength. They prove it's real. Only a truly strong heart can remain open after being hurt. Loyalty means everything to you. When you love completely. When you commit, you're all in. When you give your word, it's sacred. And this is beautiful, but it also means that betrayal cuts you deeper than it cuts others. When someone you trusted proves unworthy of that trust, when someone you protected turns against you, the pain is almost unbearable. You don't just feel disappointed. You feel the shattering of something sacred. But even in those moments of deep hurt, you choose honor over revenge. You choose dignity over destruction. You choose to remain who you are, rather than becoming like those who hurt you. And this is the mark of true nobility. Not in never being wounded, but in refusing to let wounds corrupt your character. Not in never falling, but in rising with your integrity intact. Not in never feeling pain, but in not letting pain turn you bitter. The emerald bottle with golden details reminds you, you are a treasure. Not because you're perfect, but because you're principled. Not because you never struggle, but because you keep standing. Not because you're invincible, but because your heart, despite everything, refuses to close. You are here to embody something this world desperately needs more of. Strength that serves, power that protects, loyalty that lasts. If you chose this third bottle, know this. You are seen. Your quiet sacrifices, your steady presence, your unwavering commitment, even when no one seems to notice, it matters. You matter. And you deserve the same loyalty, the same protection, the same steadfast love that you give so freely to others. Did you recognize yourself here? Did these words name something you've carried silently for too long? Share it below. Your strength might inspire someone else who's tired of being strong alone. Now that you've explored all 3 bottles and identified with one of them, let's step back and see the bigger picture. What just happened here wasn't random entertainment. It was a psychological mirror showing you something true about yourself right now, in this moment of your life. The first bottle, glowing with yellow and blue, represents the archetype of the seeker, the intellectual, the one who lights the path with clarity and questions. The second bottle, that mosaic of colors held together in bronze, embodies the mystic, the healer, the alchemist who transforms pain into power. The third bottle, emerald green with gold, stands for the guardian, the protector, the keeper of honor and loyalty. 3 different paths, 3 different gifts, 3 different ways of being human. But here's what they all share. Each one represents a profound way of serving the world, of contributing meaning, of living with depth and purpose. None is better than the others. Each is necessary, each is valuable, and your choice today tells you which path your soul is walking right now. Maybe you've always known this about yourself. Maybe this confirmed something you sensed but never named. Or maybe this surprised you, showing you a side of yourself you hadn't fully acknowledged. Carl Jung believed that recognizing these patterns within ourselves is the first step toward wholeness, toward becoming who we truly are, rather than who we think we should be. These bottles, these symbols, are invitations to self-awareness. They're not putting you in a box. They're showing you a door you might want to walk through, a part of yourself that wants to be seen, honored, integrated. So here's the real question. What will you do with this insight? Will you let it fade away like a momentary curiosity? Or will you use it as a starting point for deeper self-exploration? Will you honor what this revealed about you? Will you give yourself permission to be fully who you are, whether that's the brilliant seeker, the mystical healer, or the noble guardian? The bottle you chose is just a symbol, but symbols have power. They wake us up. They remind us of truths we've forgotten. They reconnect us with parts of ourselves we've buried under expectations, responsibilities, and the noise of daily life. Today, one of these bottles called to you because some part of you needed to be remembered, needed to be seen, needed to be honored. So I invite you now to reflect deeply. Was there a specific phrase or description that hit you right in the heart? Was there a moment while listening when you thought, how does this know me so well? If so, don't keep it to yourself. Share it in the comments. Tell us which bottle you chose and why. Your story, your insight, your recognition might be the very thing someone else needs to read today. Someone who's been feeling lost, who's been doubting themselves, who's been wondering if anyone else in the world feels the way they do. And if this journey into self-discovery moved something in you, if it helped you see yourself more clearly, then share this video with someone you care about. Give them the gift of self-recognition. Help them discover which bottle calls to their soul. Subscribe to this channel for more content that dives deep into psychology, personality, and the hidden patterns that make us who we are. Until we meet again, remember this. You are not an accident. The way you see the world, the way you feel, the way you move through life, there's a reason for all of it. There's wisdom in your patterns. There's purpose in your path. Keep exploring. Keep questioning. Keep discovering the infinite depths of who you really are. The journey inward is the most important journey you'll ever take.